Hey guys, and welcome to Three Guys at the Table. I'm your host, Austin Fowler.
I'm your other host, Reagan.
And I am your final host, Steve.
Alright, so first we're going to talk about what this is and why we decided to do this. We just like talking to each other, so we feel like we could talk to you guys too.
It
Share
works
it.
out kind of well. I hope y'all enjoy. We have no idea if y'all will enjoy.
Or
At the
what
same
we're
time,
doing
we
really.
have no idea if we will enjoy.
I will enjoy it,
Oh yeah, we'll enjoy it. We just don't know if you will.
and I honestly don't care. But,
Let's see what happens.
I mean, if they enjoy it, they enjoy it, but I enjoy doing it.
Let's get
That's all
some
that matters.
skills and go.
Well, grab the Skittles. Let's go.
Grab the Skittles and go. So, let's jump into it. Go ahead. Get
So,
us into our topic.
what we were talking about, before we started here. So I want to be very clear before I continue. I have nothing against
Anybody.
like any group as far as that goes, but social justice warriors.
Absolutely nothing.
I'm just pointing out some flaws in everybody that we all need to fix and look out for, not just certain groups, but this is something I noticed. Social justice warriors. Okay, so what they do, what they are, they're pretty much people who fight for the rights of other individuals or groups that don't seem to have maybe the upper hand in life, or who's treated fairly.
That they feel don't have the upper hand in life.
Or don't have the upper hand in life, or who don't get treated fairly. Like, for example, the black community, or
yes, they are treated pretty poorly by the cops. I grew up in the black community. I grew up around a lot of drug dealers and shit. I know how that is. Like, the cops do target, poorly look on minorities, but they do it because that's where they see the majority of crime.
well, and not just other sexes they defend. It's also like transgenders, and different things like that, and also women's rights. And feminism and stuff like that. It falls into that category, which is fine. And once again, be very clear, when I tell you this story, it's not me dogging on feminism or any of those organizations. It's just pointing out something I thought was quite interesting.
Okay.
So there was a video that I watched a couple weeks ago of a woman who was claiming to be a feminist.
Right.
Or something of that nature. And in the video, it shows this woman yelling at a man on a bus because he did not get up and give her seat, or his seat. So she would sit down and he'd get up. Now, me growing up, I was taught to do that for a woman.
Yes, but if feminism means that you're an equal, so if you're an equal, if I got the seat first, I'm not going to stand
Right,
up.
and that's my thing. So a feminist, let's put it in a scenario here. Say that feminist was just arguing with somebody maybe an hour before that bus ride, and she was saying, oh, well, I'm just as strong as that man right there. There is no reason why you should treat me any different. So you're telling me I can't treat you any different unless if you don't have a seat on a bus.
But
I should suffer because you don't have a seat, but we're equals.
I get what you're saying. Like, you're 100% right. Here's another thing I have with it. Women and men are not equal, though. Like, physically, they're not equal. Like, a guy should not do what he can to a guy. A guy should not do to a girl what he can do to another guy. Like,
No.
a guy gets into a
No.
fight on the streets. It should definitely be a different charge if he's beating the shit out of a woman than he is a guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Because, like,
Because-
guys are physically stronger.
Yeah,
It's like
men are naturally
born stronger. Now, I'm not saying women can't, like, beat the shit out of dudes. I should know. My sister hits hard as fuck. But, like, just naturally born random guy on the street, it's not going to be good for a random girl on the street. It's definitely be different
So
charges.
let me ask you a stupid question. So is there a difference between assault and domestic abuse as far as charges, like on a legal level? Is there a difference, or is it the same charge?
I think they're both felonies.
Or they're both felonies?
Yes, they're both felonies. I think
I honestly don't
I think assault is worse, but they look at juries will look at domestic assault worse.
Okay, so my reason I ask is, if you think about it as far as being equal, if it was equal in the justice system, shouldn't it be this way? If I was to, or if some man was to beat his wife, versus a man beating up another man for the same reason or different reasons, whatever. Should those charges be treated the same,
No.
or should the domestic abuse charge be worse?
I feel like this domestic abuse charge should be worse.
What do you
110%.
What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, it should definitely be worth.
But what do you
Yeah.
think, coming from a feminist, us being all guys, we obviously...
Well, yeah, we
Don't
have
really
a
have
skewed
that
perspective
opinion.
of 110%.
But what do you think a feminist would see? Do you think she that should be an equal charge, or do you think she would?
I don't know. I don't know enough feminists to ask them.
Well, it depends on the feminist. If the feminist is radical, then the radical feminist would most likely say that the man is a pig and a monster and wanting to have the death penalty. But if it's
So yeah,
But if it's an actual feminist going after equality, then equality would state then technically
They should be equal.
they should be equal and they should get the same charges if a woman did the same thing.
well, our first episode we started out strong, huh, guys?
I enjoy it. I love these things. I have fun with these. But see, here's my thing. I don't understand the radicalism because
The radicalism is more of the side where feminism is taken too far, the side that we
Yeah.
always see,
I mean,
which is a side that is a problem,
Yeah.
but at the same time it's the only side we ever see of feminism.
yeah, I know what radical. Like I know what the radicalism is. I just don't get why there are radicals because they contradict themselves. Because like if radical feminism wants people to be equal, you're saying men deserve death penalties and women do too.
Right.
But they
But-
don't see it that way.
But they don't see it that they
Because
think men
they're
are
sexist and they
are
think that
monsters.
they think women
Yes.
are better. Like that they're just what's the word for that? It's not misogyny because that's what men do. It's
Mhm.
womanology.
I don't know.
It sounds like the study of a woman.
We could probably look that up, but I feel like none of us want
It's
to do
fine.
that.
It's better this way. We can figure it out later. But anyway, you guys know what I'm trying to say. My point is like it should be equal in terms of like pay and how you treat a person because people are people. But like when it comes to legally and legality and shit around that, it definitely should be different.
Well, see,
It should, yes.
Well, here's the problem with the whole pay scale thing. I'm still young yet. Okay, so I'm not. I haven't.
And we should hold on before we start that. We should all preface that we are all young as shit.
I mean, we're not minors. We're not that.
No, we're not like
Oh,
eight.
no.
We're not like children, but like we're young adults.
Well,
None of us are older than 30. None of us are older than 26. So
Point being is,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
we're still young, all right. But there's a lot that I've seen in since I've been alive in the workforce that I've noticed
Yeah,
that there's not a lot of inequality. I mean, of course, there's a lot I don't see because it's only one area of the workforce.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different jobs and stuff like that. But as far as what I see, someone getting hired into my position at this point in time, black, female, transgender, it doesn't matter. If you can do the job, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the big thing with the inequality of pay scale comes when it comes to like the entertainment industry where money is not really set. Like our pay scale is set. Like if you hire a female at a different rate than you hired a man, you can clearly tell that there's an inequality in pay scale.
Which, by the way, is illegal
Yeah, it's
for
illegal.
a business to do.
Yes,
It
it's
is
illegal.
against the law. Yeah.
And I'm sure like
It should not happen.
no, it shouldn't happen. It's fucking awful.
It's
But, like,
stupid.
I think the thing with the pay scale comes into stuff when it's like in the entertainment industry and acting and all that shit where money isn't like a set thing. Like you get to negotiate a price for what you're worth, and companies would see. Companies see a male actor as more than a female actor. Like that's where their inequality came from. I think majority because like I don't think it happens in the normal workforce anymore.
Well,
Like,
no,
that's
I mean,
not a thing anymore.
I mean, like we stated, it is illegal, and I mean, there is
Yeah.
discrimination. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
there is.
Oh, yeah, there definitely
There's
is.
discrimination
100%.
everywhere because
Everywhere.
people can't get along with people.
Exactly.
Like,
Personalities suck.
it's not even personalities. It's just some people suck and they're set in their ways. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing we can do about that.
But I mean, as far as like government-wise, there's not much the government can do to change what's going on. What we need to do to actually change this country, or just the world, as far as the way we see other people, is doing it ourselves. We
Yeah.
can't rely on a government body or an organization to change our minds on something. We got to do it
that
ourselves.
shit
Right?
doesn't exist.
But you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
this is something we all have to do. There's,
Like, yeah, you're right. 110. Like, if you want to have change, you have to do it yourself. You can't rely on a an idea. The government isn't a real thing. Like it's a real thing because it's there. But like the idea of government is an idea.
Yeah.
Like, you can't rely on this idea to help you solve everything. You can help by doing it. Be a better person.
Exactly.
Start
Pick
living
up the
yourself.
trash outside.
Well, yeah, pick up the fucking trash so our planet doesn't die. Like,
Exactly.
stop being mean to black people if you don't like black people. Quit it. Quit
Right.
being a dick. Like, what do they do to you? Nothing.
The old saying, if you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all.
Let's cut the tongues out of everybody who's racist. No.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, apparently it's gotten so bad to claiming you're not a racist makes you a racist.
Oh, and you know, in
Oh,
Canada,
Lord.
you could be arrested for misgendering someone. So,
Oh yeah.
pretty wild.
Oh, I also saw a
Okay.
news story. I don't know if it's real or not, but I also saw a news story headlining saying that the government posed a bill to ban the pronouns he and she.
What?
Yeah, there was a
Wow.
bill proposed to ban those pronouns, and apparently it got dismissed though.
Oh,
So
thank fucking God.
it didn't even come close.
What
to
would
going
we
through.
call them? Everyone's an it?
Everybody's a they.
For
There's not
one,
a
they,
they
a
can't
them.
pass that anyway because that infringes
A there,
on
a
the freedom
die.
of speech.
Yeah, like, that's pretty huge freedom of speech violation. But I'm not a they. There's not two people inside of me.
'Cause there's-
I'm fat, but this is not fat enough to be called a they, okay?
Yeah, this is definitely not another person yet. I got 6 more months.
I mean, if you want to sit there and tell me you wouldn't be called it, I will call you it. That's fine.
Yeah, but don't.
But everyday life, some stranger, I'm going to call them by what I see them.
Yeah, like
Right.
if I'm working behind a cash register and I just see you walk up, I'm gonna say sir or ma'am based on the features that you possess.
If I see someone come in and they're talking like this right here and got a full-grown beard, I'm going to call them sir.
Yeah, and if they correct me, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
I apologize. I will
My
call you
bad.
ma'am.
But don't,
I
like,
didn't
attack
mean
me.
to. I apologize.
Sir, you got
Now
a
can
beard
we
and a
move
dick
on?
bigger than mine. I thought you were a man. I'm sorry. I was jealous of you.
No, I'm sorry.
Coming here with a beard, 6-pack, and a big old dick, 3 things I don't fucking have. Yeah, I'm gonna be jealous of you, and I'm gonna call you sir because I respect you. And when you tell me you're a woman, I'm like, well, shit, I respect the shit out of you even more.
Right?
Very good point.
Is that guy gay?
No,
Is he available?
No.
potentially.
Or was he just made up?
But the 6-foot tall guy with a beard and a big old dick.
And the
6-pack?
six-pack, you can't
I don't know why I said 6 foot tall.
Was he made up?
I mean,
Or
yeah.
was he available?
I
Leave it to his imagination. Just leave it to his imagination.
Ignore him.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so, what's next, guys? What do you want to talk about, Steve? You've been quiet. Listen, well,
I haven't been quiet. Y'all have just been leading the conversation.
That is true. We have been talking about this. I just want to get into one more thing about that. I am part of the generation that I don't understand. And I don't understand anything about our generation. And about, well, not really your generation, but mine and Steve's generation. I don't understand them at all. Can't comprehend anything they say. When they speak to me, they speak another language.
I don't know
And
What do you
generation
mean?
I'm-
Like, what do you mean? Who are you talking about?
Like,
In our generation? You mean like the youngest
like
generation?
millennials, Gen
Well,
X, Gen Z.
Zoomers, I think they're
Oh.
called, or some shit like that.
Okay,
I
so
don't know.
but like,
I don't know.
what? Why can't you understand?
Like, have you ever talked to not one of us that are part of our generation?
Right.
Like, not you know, her either. Like one of the people who are the fucking crazies. You talk to one of the crazies, as I call them.
Not all the time, but sometimes.
Can you understand what they say? They speak gibberish sometimes. Like, I understand English. I know they're speaking English.
Right.
I'm using hyperbole.